Hello everyone, it's me Matrix aka King 48 and welcome to another video. And today I will be going over the 3 matches that I have not recorded yet for the IPSL. Now if you wonder where I've been and why the IPSL matches have not been up, it is because of a few different things. One, college. Two, just like it's been a few bad weeks with this, and three, I've had last week in general was a bad week, but yeah, I'm gonna go over what happened in each battle. We'll see how it goes, and yeah, so let's get this rolling. So first off, I sent out Scotty against his Gorbis. I'm Mega Evolve. He Shell Smashes, and I go for a Aurora Sphere, which he sashed, unfortunately, which kind of sucks. But, like, I go for another Aurora Sphere. I could have went for something else, probably like a Water Pulse or something like that. I knew he was going to have the Giga Drain, so I switched into Rotom. He goes for Psychic, brings me down to half. I go for Overheat, I miss. And right here is where I make a misplay. He switches into the Heatran, and I Overheat, Flash Fire, bam. So I have to switch out here. I switch into Scotty. He goes for Stealth Rocks. He switches out into his Gorbis, taking the sack. So Gorbis goes down to Aurora Sphere by Scotty. He switches into. We make a double switch. He switches into his Venomoth. He goes for Bug Buzz, killing Liability, unfortunately. Liability wasn't able to do anything, which sucks. I switch into 30 minutes, getting the overheat off. I switch into Mega Blastoise, aka Scotty. He goes for a knockoff. He's probably trying to knock off our leftovers. I go for a Water Pulse. I kill, so that's nice. He switches into Scrafty. He goes for a Thunder Punch. It does about half damage from where it was. Aurora Sphere goes in, kills the Scrafty. He sends in the Venomoth. He goes for another Giga Drain, and unfortunately kills us. So Scotty's down. We have he almost kills us with the Psychic. Luckily, we get a Pain Split off. Plus, along with that, we also have the blah, 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 whatever it's called. And I go for Overheat again, knowing that he's still got Heatran. I go for a Volt Switch. I pop the balloon, which is nice. I go into Drapion. He goes for a Lava Plume. It does more damage than I want it to. I go for a Brick Break. I probably could have went for something totally different, but I think Brick Break was my only option at the time. So I switch into Yellow Note. I go for a Drain Punch. It kills. So thank you to Yellow Note for getting a kill this game. He sends in Venomoth again. He goes for Psychic, which brings us down very, very low. He goes for another Psychic, kills Roserade. Unfortunately, Roserade was not able to do anything this game. I switch into 30 minutes. He goes for Psychic, and I go for Overheat, knowing that the Heatran is not here no more, so I can safely go for Overheat. And then he switches into Chiron Black, which has Terrorbolt, which I totally forgot he could Earth Power me. So that sucks, but um, my big mistake right here is I should have been Assault Vested instead of what I was, because I wasn't outspeeding this thing at all. So he pretty much kills me, and Shockey wins this one. So GG to Shockey. And the thing about this match was, like, a couple weeks later, unfortunately, like, he was kicked from the league, which sucks because he could have finished out the league and they could have done something about it afterwards. But, you know, it's beyond my control. I can't do nothing about it. But GG to Shockey. Like, this was a great match. Like, I love using Chiron Black, and when I had to face it, like, it's just terrible. But, like, it's like whatever. Like, it's whatever. I should have been Assault Vested instead of I think it was Choice Scarf I had on it, because I think Assault Vest would have came in clutch like so much. But you know, that's like one of the things you gotta remember about league play. Like you gotta learn from your mistakes, basically. But yeah, GG to Shockey. Next up, we have my match against Real Amp, a decent friend slash rival of mine. We faced off many a times in different leagues. Some I don't record, some I do. But like Amp is a good guy. Amp is a good guy. I will say that. Like I love Amp to death. He just like it's like whatever. Okay, so we're gonna get into this match here. I'm gonna switch sides real quick. So he sends out a key to success, his clef key. I go in for liability. He goes for magnet rise. I go for stealth rocks, getting that off. He goes for toxic and toxic on liability. I go for knockoff and I knock off his Rocky helmet, which is kind of actually nice. I appreciate that. So I switch into Scotty. He goes for the spikes. I Mega Evolve. He goes for Thunder Wave, which slows us down. I go for a Water Pulse. It brings him down a decent amount. So I go for a Water Pulse on the Rotom Wash. He was Luminous Moss. I never seen that in actual play. And he went for the Electro Web, which I wasn't expecting. I like some of Amp's movesets like confused me a little bit, but you know, it's whatever. So he tried to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I go for a Sludge Bomb. It brings him down. I Poison, which is nice. So it brings him down to 2. I switch into Rotom. He goes for a Rest, which sucks, but he's asleep now. I go for a Volt Switch, which brings him down a decent amount. Going to Lunar. I'm able to get a Substitute off, which is very, very nice. He wakes up. He goes for the Electro Web. It does a little bit of damage. I get a Calm Mind up, which I love getting Calm Minds up. So he switches out and enabling me to get a Psychic off on him. Get the Special Defense drop, and I think he had Red Card or something like that. He goes for a Slack off, gets his health back. Not Mega Venusaur. Venusaur sent out. I switch into Rotom. He goes for a Sludge Bomb onto Rotom. Switches out into, I believe, his Clef Key. I get an Overheat off of it. Kill the Clef Key, which is nice. The Clef Key's out of here. I don't have to deal with it. Thank God. He sends in Calgary, his, what's it called? I can't think of these names. Flygon. I get a Will-O-Wisp off. Not only that, but like I just lower his attack to the fullest. He sends in Here Comes the Sun. Mega Evolves and goes for the Solar Beam, which kills. Sucks so much. Goes for a Flamethrower. Does half damage. I go for the Shadow Ball. Get the Special Defense drop on it, which is nice. He goes for a Toxic, and I go for a Psychic. So Toxic is doing damage to me, which sucks. He sends in this thing. I get another Special Defense drop. That's like 3 Special Defense drops in this game alone. He sends in this thing. I go for a Psychic. Almost kill. Sun is gone now. I switch into Scotty. He goes for a Roost. So he switches out into Rotom. I go for a Dark Pulse. Almost killing the stupid thing. He goes for Electro Web. Lowering our speed, which sucks because our speed's already low. I go for Dark Pulse. I kill the thing again. And here's the Sun. I switch into Rotom. He goes for a Solar Beam. It does minimum damage. He goes for a Roost. I went for a Volt Switch. I didn't think about the Roost, so I send in Lunar again. But the Toxic is like killing us right now. He goes for a Flamethrower, which does decent amount of damage. He goes for a Roost. I go for a Pain Split. Smart on my part. He goes for a Toxic on us. I go for a Volt Switch, which brings him down to 24%. And then Yellow Note comes out. I go for an E-Speed. I switch out. I go into Rotom. He gets the Stealth Rocks up, which is perfectly fine with me. I switch into On God! Rose Raid. And I get a Grass Knot off on a Hippo, which is super, super nice. he sends in his freaking Charizard Y. Goes for another flamethrower. Like this Charizard, I knew was gonna be a problem. He goes for a flamethrower. It kills, unfortunately. I send in Yellow Note. He switches out into Mega Venusaur. He goes for a Giga Drain, bringing up his health a little bit. And I go for an Ice Punch, which kills. He switches into Calgary. Goes for Earth Power. Assault Vest for the win. Ice Punch. And then when Charizard Y comes out, he brings back the Sun. But it doesn't matter, because I go for the E-Speed. I kill it. So that means Week 9, we win against Real Amp. GG to Amp. Because, like, no lie, this match, I think, was one of our toughest matches. But, like, it wasn't as tough as the previous week, or the, not the next week that you'll see in this one, but the next week against Oakland. Because Oakland is going to be, definitely want to be our toughest opponent. And the thing is, we haven't even faced Lev yet, and Lev's doing pretty decent as well. But, yeah. So, for our final match, we have, it's me against YoungHeero, and he is the coach of the Arizona Alakazams. All I'm gonna say is, like, this match was an interesting one, to say the least. Because I truthfully did not think he would bring the Moltres. I really did not think he would. And we also, this is the last week that we have Sylveon. Because I made a trade week 9. A trade for Sylveon. Traded Sylveon for Clefable. Because somehow, in some way, Clefable was actually available. I don't know if this is going to come back to bite me in the butt in the future. But I just want to say, Sylveon, thank you for all you've done in the past few weeks. Well, past few weeks. And, like, in this whole league, I appreciate you so much. I'm sorry we had to get rid of you. I love you, Sylveon. I hope you know that. And I thank you for what you did do for us in these league matches. But we're gonna go ahead and get this rolling. So start off, I send in Liability. He sends in the Moltres, which is nice. So I knew he was gonna switch out. I go for Stealth Rocks, and this thing right here, this Chestnut is gonna be the problem. This Chestnut is a problem. He switches out into his freaking whatever it's called, Empoleon. God, I can't think of these names today. But he gets, the Leech Seed comes to bite me in the butt. He goes for Toxic, getting a Toxic off on Scotty, which sucks. Switches into Keldeo. I Mega Evolve. I go for the Aurora Sphere, which actually brings him down past half health. Well, it did, but then he thought he was. I think he thought he was going to switch or something like that. So here, I think he decided to. Oh yeah, he Secret Sorted, and I get a Aurora Sphere off. Unfortunately, the Toxic comes to bite us in the frickin' rear. He goes for a Shadow Ball. I don't think he expected us to switch or anything like that. So he switches out. I go for, I believe, a Shadow Ball. I connect. But it doesn't do a lot of damage. He goes for a knockoff. He knocks off our leftovers, which sucks. I go for a Heal Bell, curing the poisoning. He goes for a Scald. I go for a Wish. I switch. I should have had Baton Pass on this thing. He goes for a Flash Cannon. It kills Scotty, so that Wish doesn't even matter at this point. He switches into a Chestnut here. And, like, this Chestnut was such a huge freaking problem for us. Like, I switch out into Drapion. He goes for Leech Seed, but misses. I go for Aerial Ace, which I don't know if he expected or not, but it still didn't do enough damage. He has the Leech Seed. He goes for a Spiky Shield. I go for a knockoff, but it hurts me. I go for another knockoff, so I can knock off that leftovers. He goes for a Drain Punch, bringing us down, and that freaking, like, this thing is such a huge problem for us. He tries to go for a Spiky Shield. I go for a Calm Mind. He goes for a Leech Seed. Like, Chestnut is such a huge, huge problem. I go for a Psychic. It does very, very little. Like, a combination of Chestnut and Polion, like, those two are just hard to face off against. He goes for a Knockoff. He knocks off our Assault Vest, which sucks. But he switches into Gligar. I go for a Brick Break because I didn't know if he was going to switch out or not because I figured he'd go for like a Scald on us or something. So he gets the Stealth Rocks up. He switches out. He sends in this thing again. I go for a Substitute. I tried the Substitute set thing again this week. I go for a Calm Mind. He goes for a Flash Cannon. It does damage. He sends in Meta Knight. And I go for another Calm Mind. I believe I put Ice Beam on this thing. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I get another Calm Mind up. He gets rid of it with the Substitute with Stone Edge. He misses a Stone Edge, which is nice. And I go for a Psychic. I almost kill this thing with Psychic. And then I go ahead and kill it with Psychic again anyway. So, Lunar got a kill with that. So, this thing is brought down. He goes for the Toxic. I go for a Shadow Ball. I probably should have went for Psychic just because of stab damage. But I didn't think about it. So, he roosts. I go for another Shadow Ball. It brings him down to 16. I think this was like a Roost Stall War or something like that. Yeah. Roost. I go for a Psychic, knowing it's stabbed this time. Bring him down to 3. He heals up to 9. This Toxic spied me in the freaking rear. He goes for a U-turn, and it does decent amount of damage to us. He sends in this freaking thing again, and, like, I get another Calm Mind up. But at this point, it doesn't even matter. Because, like, he goes for a knockoff. Toxic's going to kill us anyway. So, Toxic kills Cresselia, which sucks. I send in Steven. He switches into this thing. He goes for the Sack Off Brick Break. He goes for a Shadow Ball. Brings us down to 5%. I go for the Meteor Mash. And, yeah, he goes for Dazzling Gleam. I should have put Bullet Punch on this thing. Just because. But I didn't think about it. So I send in Liability. He goes for Dazzling Gleam. It brings us down a decent amount. I go for a Stone Edge. Thank God it hit. So, basically, we just had the 2 threats left now. I switch into Sylveon. And goes for a Poison Jab, kills. Next up, I send in Insync. I go for the Aerial Ace, which gets a crit, which I'm super, super stoked about. But, unfortunately, like, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, even with the attack drop, he goes for the Spiky Shield. I go for Earthquake. It misses. I don't know why I went for Earthquake. Like, it goes down to 2, and, like, it doesn't even matter at that point. So, basically, we have 2 losses on our hands now in 3 weeks. We have a win and 2 losses. I believe our record, I can't remember what our record was, but, like, I know we are going to playoffs. At least as long as we can win the last few matches that we have left before playoffs. Because if we can, that would be super, super dope. But the one thing that I'm worried about is Oakland. I know we face Reggie again, and he's our last opponent. I think they're like 13 weeks. So there are like a couple others after Oakland. It's either that or we have 11 weeks, and I just can't remember, Jack. But, you know, I'm just super happy that I've had a chance to participate in this league. Because, like, it's really brought insight onto what people can do with some Mons. And it's really shown how bad of a battler I am sometimes. Because we all know it's the truth. But, you know, all you gotta do is just try to do what I can at the end. Because because I mean that's literally all you can do in these types of situations. And yeah. So, anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you liked this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. It's always appreciated, and you know, show your support for the South South Carolina Shepherds / Saffron City Shepherds / South Carolina Tyrantrums, which you'll find out later about the South Carolina Tyrantrums. But you know, it's like whatever. It's like whatever. We'll try to do our best against Oakland. We'll see how that all goes down to. But yeah, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below. It's always appreciated. And yeah, I love you all. Take care. And yeah, doses.